Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Car X Drift Racing 2 with BrogAutohaus. We're going to talk about how to win a top 4 Blitz today, and we're going to be using the Wellington, which is the S13. At the very end of the video, I will show you guys the full tune on the car, so stick around for that, but otherwise we'll jump on into it. So, as you can see, I qualified number 1 here by a pretty good margin, about 4,000 DP. So we're going to jump into that qualifying run and show you guys my qualifying run, and then we'll jump into the top 4 lead and chase positions. I'm going to show you basically me chasing the other driver and then him chasing me to kind of show you the results of what happened. So as you can see here, I flicked it in, ran a little wide on that zone there, but you know, in top 4 Blitz it doesn't really matter if you go a little wide. Got to the outside zone here and then kind of cut it in to make sure I got that inside clipping zone. I got a little close on that front, but was able to save it without going out into the wall, and then kind of massaged it out to the outside here where honestly again I got too wide, but it's one of those things that doesn't matter too much in the top 4 Blitz standards. It's not going to penalize you for, you know, being out a little bit. As long as you touch those zones, you're going to get the most points possible. So let's jump over to the top 4 chase. This will be me chasing down the opponent that I faced in the top 4 Blitz. He was in a Bimmy P30 on some street tires as well. So, you know, I run street tires in this class as much as I can. A lot of people run semi-slicks, which I think shouldn't really be allowed in top 4 Blitz. You know, when you have under 600 horsepower, trying to run a semi-slick tire is tough. I apologize for the lagging video. Something happened when I was trying to record it. It does smooth out here in just a second. But so this guy hit the wall. I tried to kind of stay back so that I could keep proximity without, you know, touching him or hitting him, because then it would reset my points multiplier. And then I tried to close in on him here towards the end. So luckily this one wasn't too challenging. I started off with a good gap of points over him to start with. So it wasn't really a huge challenge to beat him overall. I'm going to show you his chase on me just to kind of see, you know, what he's doing or what he might have done wrong. In this particular case, you know, he's running the same tire. He's got a similar powered car, obviously close to the 600 horsepower number. But it seems like what happened is he didn't have enough grip set up in the car to keep up with me. Now, most of the time in a case like this, if I were coaching him on what to do, I would say, you know, switch up to the sport tire, because your car doesn't have the right setup to, you know, match my speed. Switch to the sport tire, you'll be able to keep up with me and probably be at about the same speed as me, even though I'm on a street tire. Because of the way that I have the car set up, I get a lot of grip out of those. But that's just a pointer that I would suggest if you guys are ever doing top 4 Blitz. The car in front of you is just way faster than you, even though you're on the same tire. Go up to that next tire level and see if you can make that work, basically. So now we're in the finals. Top 4 Blitz is pretty quick. It's, you know, the top 4 battle. If you win, you go to the finals. I was chasing down this guy here in the R33, R32, I can't remember. He was on a semi-slick tire, so I switched up to a sport tire, and this is a perfect example. Even though I'm on a sport and he's on a semi-slick, I had no problem keeping proximity to him. I wasn't way slower with my sport, and the way that I have this thing set up, it's so grippy that if I try to use a semi-slick, it bogs out. Gearing isn't quite right for the semi-slicks, but it's plenty fast on a sport tire, in my opinion, to be very competitive. So not the chase run that I would say was something I was really proud of, but I got a good amount of points, which is all I needed for him. And then we're going to check out his chase position on me and kind of see what happened here. So even though I used those sport tires to chase him, I was on the street tires for my qualifying run. So that's the run he's going to chase. Now he is still on a semi-slick tire trying to chase me down while I'm on a sport, which means he has way too much grip. He, you know, catches up to me, but then you can hear him clutch kicking and trying to keep the thing going. He ends up straightening out because he has too much grip and he can't maintain the same line as me. So, you know, again, one of those things, if I was coaching him, I would say, hey, switch that thing over to, you know, a sport tire to match me, or, you know, whatever, a street tire as well, either or. So anyways, I took the victory. glad I was able to do that. I've been doing top 4 blitzes for a long time, but thanks for watching, guys. We're going to jump over to the tuning and show you the full tune on the entire car. All right, guys, so we're going to jump into the tuning on the Wellington, aka the S13. I figured some of you guys, after watching the video, might be kind of curious what I have set up in this thing. I'm running no body kit, just stock body with, some aftermarket bumpers and exhaust and stuff like that. But when we jump into the tuning here, this will be in the tuning workshop as well, under BrogAutohaus, as you can see in the bottom of the screen there. We're running 600 horsepower on the nose, and it looks like about 696 Newton meters of torque. So without further ado, we'll jump into the settings here. I'll run through it real quick with you guys. And this tune is really good for the street and sport tires, but I will say it's not the best on the semi-slicks. So when you get into a situation where a car is much faster than you on semi-slicks, it's going to be a little bit tougher to kind of chase them down. But this with the sport tires, it's got a lot of grip, and as you just saw in the video there on the finals, I was able to keep up with the car on semi-slicks no problem because of the way I have it set up. So on the front suspension, we're running 9.8 centimeters of spring height, 79 on the stiffness, 48 on the sway bar. We have 0.06 of positive wheel toe in the front, negative 4.8 camber, 9 degrees of caster and 65% Ackerman angle, full divergence angle at 59 degrees, slow bump, fast bump. You can pause if you want to write these down. Slow rebound and fast rebound are at those numbers. So now we jump to the rear suspension. As I said before, you can pause to grab some of these numbers. Fast rebound, slow rebound, fast bump, slow bump. We have negative 1 camber in the rear with a positive 0.10 of wheel toe. Only 22 on the rear sway bar. That helps give us a little more grip and keep both those tires on the ground. 79 on the rear stiffness and 10.6 centimeters of height. The front wheels running 19 by 275s with a 35% profile and 200 air pressure. In the rear, we're running the same thing, 35% profile, 200 air pressure, 275, and a 19-inch wheel. On the engine here, I have the rev limiter all the way maxed out to 8,700, the pressure in the turbo at 1.7 at maximum as well. And then I lowered the RPM at max torque to 4440, and that's what got me right at the 600 horsepower number. I like to lower this as opposed to anything else because then at least you have torque on that low end, even though up here, if you reduce rev limiter or turbo power, that's going to reduce your torque quite a bit as well. So just something to keep in mind. The differential, I'm running at a 0.55 with a 4.4 overall gear ratio. Normally I try to run the overall gear ratio at a 4.0, but I need the 4.4 because of the lower amount of power in this car. I also did mess with some of the gearing here. As you can see, 5th gear is a 1.01, 4th gear 1.21, and 3rd gear a 1.45. Gear shifting delay all the way down as far as it can go. The brakes are 58% to the front, 3,400 Newton meters of braking force or momentum. And then just stock. No additional front axis width. It already had good fitment, I thought, and the rear as well. So nothing I needed to change there. Mass is all the way down to 1,200 kilograms. I believe it's kilograms, hopefully I'm not wrong. And all the way down on the center mass height at 25% as well. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. As always, don't forget to put your life in drive, and we will see you next time.